Hello everyone, this is the Beeve coming back at you again. Yesterday I had made a video going over the differences in bloodthirsty jewelry and arcane jewelry, and just trying to show people that, the differences between them, or the similarities between them even. And in the process, I needed to make like a static rotation, so we were removing variables from the DPS parses so that we were going to make sure that we had very similar parses both ways, and we are eliminating any chance for different variables. And in the process, the crystal frags weren't used in that because crystal frags are a huge variable. They have a very long cast time, so I don't use them unless they proc, and the cast time on them doesn't allow me with this rotation to be able to get back to my front bar and put down my wall and lightning before I have to, before they fall off and create gaps in DPS, best way I can describe it. So, when they do proc, they become an instant cast, which gives me the ability to do that, but I can only do it one time. Doing it more than once, even if it procs twice, still creates that gap in DPS from trying to throw two of them, so it kind of sucks. But, it helps create a lot of inconsistencies when it comes to DPS parses damage output. So what I wanted to try to accomplish was something that was a little bit more consistent. And doing that video yesterday made me think there's got to be something that can get me parsing really close to where I am, or very similar to where I am, and not have to rely on the crystal frags and be a bit more consistent. And I think I found that today by making a few little tweaks. And I wanted to go over that real quick and show people exactly what I had done. Now, the reason behind this is that when I parsed those crystal frags, sometimes I would hit as high as 50k. A few times, 5 or 6 times, I probably hit 50k with them. Other times, I would hit as low as 44k. And a lot of that depended on how often they procced, and if they critted when they did proc. Because, I mean, it's a one-time thing, so it crits or it doesn't. It's not like a damage over time where the next one may crit. So it is, it's kind of at the mercy of RNG, and creates discrepancies in static DPS numbers. So I wanted to create a different rotation where I could have just more of a consistency. Because, I would sit in the, like I said, between 44 and 40, or 44 and clear up to 40 or 50k. If I were to pick an average, which is really hard to do with how inconsistent that rotation was, I would say between 45 and 47k was consistent with that. So what I've done here, tweaking a few things, is instead of crystal frags, I have put Consuming Trap on. It is a damage over time ability that is pretty strong, and has some other cool things. It fills an empty soul gem, gives you back health, stamina, and magicka when the enemy dies. This is the Consuming Trap. This is the single target version of this ability. There is a soul splitting trap that will hit multiple targets at once as well, for less overall damage over time. So Consuming Trap will perform better on single target boss fights, and your Soul Splitting Trap is going to perform better in ad pools and trash mobs. So, other small little ability, or small little change that I made to this, one of the things that Crystal Fragments does in the passives here in Dark Magic, when you cast a Dark Magic ability, you grant Minor Prophecy to you and your group, increasing spell critical rating by 1320 for 20 seconds. Which, that's nice. That gives you a good spell critical rating. Anytime I would cast these, I would get spell critical rating. Everyone else in the group would get it too, so, I mean, that's cool as well. But, I needed to be able to make this up somewhere, because that spell critical ratings is about 6%. Maybe even 7%, somewhere in that range. So what I did is I changed out my staves. Instead of using an infused lightning staff of Mother Sorrow, I went with precise. This is going to give me the same critical rating as hitting something with a shard and having it give me that minor sorcery, and it's going to be up 100% of the time, not just, if the frags proc. Now, with it lasting 20 seconds, a lot of times you can get another crystal frag in 20 seconds, but I'd seen it not happen as well, to be honest with you. So this is going to give me that same critical rating, and it's going to stay up 100% of the time, at least on my back bar. So I shouldn't say 100% of the time. The bar that I'm doing the most damage on is going to be up. I'm going to be getting that, that bonus. It won't translate over to my front bar like the Minor Prophecy will, but it's okay. We're making up for it, I promise. But, so those are 2 minor tweaks I made. And, real quick, champion points. Didn't really change these, but just to go over the blue tree real quick. Elfborn 56, Elemental Defender, or Elemental Expert 56, Spell Erosion 30, Staff Expert 19, Master at Arms 28, and Thaumaturge 81. So, red and green trees I'm not really going to go over, because that's kind of up to your own discretion right there. Those champion points in the blue tree are what I'm using to get the type of damage output that I personally am getting at the moment. Now, with the consuming trap being used rather than the crystal fragments, I have found that I have a lot more predictable, stable DPS numbers. They are far more consistent now than they were with the crystal fragments on. So that consuming trap has done what I hoped it would, where it gave me a more consistent DPS output that I'm comfortable going into a dungeon with, thinking, yes, this is the type of numbers that I'm going to get on each and every boss, rather than, am I going to have a good rotation of crystals on this boss, or am I never going to proc crystals on this boss? Because it can happen. It really can. You are at the mercy of RNG when that happens. You really are. And sometimes it loves you, but as we all know in this game, RNG will hate you more than it loves you. But with these, with using the consuming trap, I'm seeing my average stay between 47 and 48k, and my low end on it has dropped as low as 46, but that's 46.5, 46.7, and my high end has went up clear to 49.5. So my high end is really close to what my high end was before, but my low end is much higher than my low end was before, and even my average seems to be a little bit higher than it was before. So all in all, I think this is a really good setup. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick parse right here, see if the game can make a liar out of me and just give me no crit, not give me any crit love on the RNG, and see if it can just give me really low DPS numbers to make a liar out of me. So let's see if it does that. Alright, so we're going to put on our elemental susceptibility. That's just so we're going to get damage numbers as if we were in a dungeon with a tank applying pierce armor. But let's go ahead and start this thing. See how this turns out. Didn't check my food. Is my food okay? Oh, my food's okay. Look at that. Not gonna run out in the middle of the parse. That's great. That's great. You can see this rotation's pretty easy, pretty static. Just doing the same things over and over again, not depending on different things proccing and different things happening. Just keeping things very static and very easy to understand and easy to comprehend. So far, so good. Looking like it's going to be a good parse for us. So there we go, right in that normal range, 47,536. So that's kind of what I was getting at right there. That is where the normal range sits on this, and that is tremendous damage output. You can clear any veteran dungeon content in this game very easily with 47,000 damage per second. You don't even have to have a high damage person with you. If you have somebody in there that's doing 20 or 25k, you're going to wipe it quick. If you have somebody doing just as much as you, holy cow, does it go fast. But just to show you that they're about what I was talking about, consistency, let me bore you with one more of these real quick and see if the game can yet again try to make a liar out of it. You guys think it will? Think it'll make a liar out of me? Think it's going to drop me down real low DPS numbers or not? I think it's going to. No, I've parsed this so many times I'd be shocked if it did, honestly. This is I've been working on this for many hours now, and trying to bring you guys the best information and making sure I'm getting it all right. And I think I got this one right here for everyone. I think it's a really good setup and very easy to run, and I think people will have a lot of luck with it, in my opinion. Looks like we're gonna be right around the same area right there, just from how the parse looks so far. Yeah, so there it is. You don't get much more consistent than that. Difference of 125 damage per second, somewhere in that range. It's not that I mean, it doesn't get much more consistent than that. 47,536 to 47,661. So I mean, that's pretty consistent right there, guys. And that is all I got for you. I don't want to waste any more of your time. I hope this has helped anyone that has been struggling with trying to put together any type of rotation with their sorc builds and whatnot. And it helps me. It's a really nice damage output. We get through all the veteran content we need to get through with it, and well, I mean, not with this one, but I mean the not this rotation, but those type of numbers. That's how we've been rolling for a long time, and it's makes a lot of that vet content very easy. I'm not gonna lie. If you got burn on the boss, you got a lot of things going good for you. If you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to ask in the comments, in the guild, or hit me up on PlayStation itself as well. But thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Thank you for sticking it out. I appreciate it greatly. And everyone have a wonderful day.